my new favorite toy. It's not even a toy, it's like a freaking destroyer. Oh, let's freaking go. Mini bat reverse crossbow is perhaps the most fun that I've had in a long time. Excited for this one. So as you can see, I wrote Ballista on here because I didn't want you guys to get my personal address information. I like you, but not that much. Come on. This is the first merch box that I've ever been sent by a company. So this is kind of a big step for the channel. Let's check out what's in it. All right. Let's see, we got a spin cast reel. Okay, let's see what that, I like fishing. Maybe there's an expandable fishing pole or something. Got a ring mount. Okay, I'm starting to know what this might be. We got some bow fishing arrows. Now I definitely know what this might be. We got a bow fishing reel mount. We got a red dot sight. Oh yeah, we're honing in. We've got a cap of some sort, screws on. I have to figure out what that does. And then we've got the main item, it looks like. Check this thing out. This is the Ballista Bat Reverse. This is the world's smallest, most compact shooting handheld pistol crossbow. The most compact reverse draw mini crossbow in the world. And it looks sick. Okay, so now I'm hyped. Because the reel obviously mounts on there as well, so all this is gonna go together. Okay, let's see what else. So this is exactly how it comes. I haven't jacked any of this. So papers on top, advertising, Ballista Bat user manual, so that'll come in handy for probably how to attach all this. We got a warning for do not dry fire. And then we got a whole bunch of stickers so we can make our truck look even more redneck than it already does. Okay, so, wow, it's so small. Okay, it comes with 3 bolts. These seem like just kind of like field points, the equivalent to. Comes with string wax or rail lube. Let's get this thing out of here. Okay, comes, seems like this is the trigger side. And then we've got a Picatinny on top. And you would obviously, I think you pull this back to cock it. You mount your red dot on the Picatinny, put your bolt in, and it pulls this way. So there should be a couple attachments. I have no idea what this does yet. We will find out. We've got Allen wrench and 4 screw-ins. 2 are flathead and 2 are panhead. Okay. Now we've got, this is obviously the trigger, so this will go here. It's just kind of mount up and screw in, I'm assuming. And then got one more. That seems like a front trigger. So maybe here, like mounts like that, holds out. So you probably have that front trigger there, and then back trigger here. Very cool. The dimensions on this thing are insane. You can see the handles, I was right. Okay, so that's the front handle, goes right where the trigger does. 16 by 5 inches. That's insane. So that fits in a backpack. You got 150 pound limbs, crazy. So you can hunt with that. You can hunt big game with that. 420 feet per second, fast. I'm assuming that's with a lesser bolt weight than the bolts that come with it. Because I guarantee when I test it, I don't get 420. Lightweight, it's 3 pounds. I can attest to that. It's super lightweight. You don't even feel it. Quick reloading, 3 seconds. I haven't done that yet. We'll test that later on. Used with any scopes. So that's just because of the Picatinny railing on the top. you can mount any scope on there. Let me do some reading and then I'll get back to you. Kind of got everything organized. Got the bow fishing stuff more on that side, so I can just get the grips and that kind of stuff on there first. Got this thing inverted, so I would hold it like this to fire. So it's inverted. It's got a panhead screw and 2 flathead screws on the sides. Those need to be removed in order to get the grip on. So they're real small. I probably shouldn't be doing this on this area, but we're gonna. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then it looks like this just slides right over the top and kind of fits into place, hopefully. Oh, it actually has to kind of sit into there a little bit. So you do have to put a little bit of force downwards on that grip so that you can get the side screws in. Other than that, I think once it's lined up, you just use your given Allen key and work it in there. There's one. Get the other side in. 2. One more. They call this a round head. This is a pan head. Okay, let's get that one in. And that should be the last bit of security for the grip. How does it feel? Yeah, no rattling. Real tight. I like it. I trust it. Okay, what's the next step? To attach the front grip. Front grip is this weird, I don't know why it's cocked this way. I don't know if I would want to hold it like that. Front grip. To attach the front grip to the crossbow, loosen the 3 round head screws. Again, they're calling them round head. Those are pan heads. Below the rail, then the handle is placed on the bat and the screws are tightened with an Allen wrench. Okay, so same deal. I think it's these 3 right here. So pretty easy setup so far. Just a couple screws. Okay, and then I'm just gonna tilt it away. Be careful, that screw did want to strip. So I just kind of loosened this up so that I could access the alternating screws. It's kind of common sense, but be surprised. Almost have this thing together. This one's wanting to fight a little bit more than the others. I almost want it pointed away from me. It came like this. I don't know why you'd want it like that. I hate that. I almost want it away, so I can line it right up. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it away. I'll obviously try out a couple of the different configurations. Oh, that feels money. Like, that feels really steady. I really like having that anchored away. Fish roll holder. So the last piece, the piece that I was curious about, that I was like, I don't know what the hell this is. Apparently this is an optional fish roll holder. So we're gonna put that on there. Super sick. Okay, that's on there. That's secure as can be. Now, pistol crossbow safety mechanism. So, when cocking the pistol crossbow, the string is automatically secured in the cocked state. The secured pistol crossbow can be recognized by the lock pin, which is located at the rear end of the rail above the cocking aid. So that's this little button here, I guess, because this is the cocking aid, where you stick your hand in and pull. So right above that would be the lock pin, okay? And we'll be peeking out. See illustration left and center. To unlock the pistol crossbow, push in the safety pin. So when you pull it back, it automatically goes to safety, is what it seems like. And then cocking the crossbow, when cocking the pistol crossbow, one hand should hold the grip with the trigger. Okay, so we know the Ballista bat has 150-pound limbs, but how much are we actually pulling back? So I've got some paracord, just tied some knots, and then I've got a gauge tester. So I'm gonna step on the bottom of it, and let's see how much force we have to apply to get those 150-pound limbs to bend inwards. One sec. There we go. Okay. It's all the way up. Maxed out at 55.4 pounds. Then to lower it, if you want to test your own just to see how accurate it is, just again, push that safety in after you're all the way pulled up, pull the trigger, lower it down. And then you can just untie this stuff. That's just paracord. Okay. And now the cocking mechanism is way out there. I mean, that is pushed way out. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be to cock. This guy right here. If I push that in, that's safety off and ready to fire. Okay, so I think I have the cocking and decocking mechanism down. At first I was thinking use the front handle, because then it would be more stable when you pull back, but when you do that, it just angles all the way up. I'm still going to try it once and keep my thumbs clear just in case. Okay, so I can cock it that way. Let it down. When you let down, now note, now this back part is sticking out about 1 centimeter farther. So that's the safety. So if I wanted to fire, I would put a bolt in. Obviously never stick your fingers up in between any of the strings. But if I wanted to fire, I would put a bolt in. I would push this safety lock down, and then I would squeeze the trigger. Now to uncock this thing, let's see. You kind of do the opposite. So you want to pull it all the way back so that you have the weight, but then you have to be able to pull. Oh, that's why they want you to use the other hand. So on this one, it's if I pull back with this, and I'm at the back, then I could reach up and hit it. I think for decocking, if I'm ever doing that in the field or something, I'm going to use my foot on this extra bit. So let's see. Boom. Up. Ah. Okay. There's a part in the directions that is a little hard to kind of get right until you've practiced it a few times. So let's go over the cocking and decocking one more time. So when I cock it, it says to hold the trigger at the back and pull. For me, when I try to do that, this is what happens. I can't pull hard enough. And if I use my other hand to try to steady, I can't. It's too wobbly for me. So when I am cocking it, I'm going to use this front bar because then it's way more stable. And then can cock it pretty easily. It does feel like a pretty good pull though. Now it's cocked. The locking mechanism is out. And now I don't have a bolt in there or anything. We're going to go over decocking. So for me, decocking, I'm never going to do, if I try to do it like this, or I pull back, I can't. Because with my left hand, I cannot reach that lock pin at the back to release. And you kind of have to be in like a happy medium state. You don't want to pull this, your cocking mechanism all the way back. You want to be like right before it. So you want to push this firing pin in. And then the way I'm going to do it, and the way that kind of seems to work the best for me, I'll show you. I got dog toys on the ground, sorry. Step right here. It's already cocked. You know it's cocked. Right there. Because now, if I pull the trigger, kind of nothing happens. Because, do you see that? Like, if the locking pin is out, and I pull it all the way back, and I pull the trigger, and I let down, nothing happens. You see that? That's the issue. So what you have to do is push the lock pin in. You pull back until you're pretty much at the lock pin, and then you let the trigger down. Pull up a little bit, and then let it down. So it's like a happy, hang on one sec. This thing is very much like find the happy medium. If you pull the locking pin all the way back and your safety pin is out, you're gonna have trouble pulling that trigger and getting it to let down. You need your safety pin in, pull your locking mechanism almost all the way back, then pull the trigger, then pull up just slightly, but not all the way, and then let it down. That's what I had the most success with. And using it like a pistol, like holding it straight out and cocking it from the back, I doubt. So I shoot compound bows pretty regularly. And with compound, I have a compound. One of them shoots 81 pounds, one shoots 70 pounds, one shoots 84 pounds. I'm very accustomed to stuff like this. It's just holding something at the back is gonna make you shake a lot when you're trying to pull it back. Maybe I'm just not accustomed to it, or maybe my wrists aren't stable enough yet, but for me, cocking it, I have to use the front grip. That's the only way I can do it. And I showed you guys that previously in the video. So I guess the only thing left is maybe put some rail lube on, get some of those entertainment bolts. We'll slap the red dot sight on here, and then let's sling some bolts. We gotta put this old girl on there. Oh, we got a battery. Nice. Oh, weighted. Like, this is not a cheap red dot. This is like a nice one. That's pretty sick. If no one's ever told you this before, if you're dealing with these types of batteries, always make sure that your finger oil isn't going to get on there, because it'll cause the battery to just burn itself out even if your sight isn't on. Let's see if I can get you guys a visual of this. You can see that? Boom. That's red on 3 power. It needs to focus on the couch for you to be able to see it right. Yeah, there. But that's the red dot. Oh, you can choose different. Okay, you guys got to see this. Check that out. So now it's like that. You can switch it over. Be a different mod. If you just want a dot, you can have just a single dot. If you switch it again, try to switch it and keep it in frame. You go to a halo. That halo is sick. Or you can go to crosshairs. Or you can go to crosshairs with a hole. So I think I like the dot. I've always just liked simplicity. So I think that's what I'm going with. Now I'll probably keep it red instead of green at this point. And I'm going to keep it at 3 power. You see a 3 power? I'm going to keep it at 3. It goes all the way to 5 on green and red. So I'm going to keep it at 3, so kind of medium power. Good stuff. The type of battery, if you're curious, CR2032, or the equivalent version. It's a 3-volt lithium battery. Got the red dot on there. I don't have it sighted in yet. Okay, so the fishing attachments, those will be pretty much common sense. I'm assuming that in the next little installment of the reverse bat series with Ballista, so the next little long form that we do, where we kind of break down the setup and we actually set it up ourselves, see what works, what doesn't, maybe how I would do it differently to make it easier for myself. We'll do all the fishing stuff. For right now, I'm pretty excited to just get out there and shoot it and see what kind of speeds we're getting and stuff like that. I don't have a chrono with me right now, but let's get an arrow on it. Let's get it lubed up with some string wax. You kind of always want everything lubed. Maximum function. Just get a little bit on there, rub it in with your fingers. Works pretty good. Now, if this thing is cocked, don't be putting your fingers all up in there. Cut your fingers off. I'll see you guys outside. Okay, we made it outside. Taking the cover off. Let's keep everything together. And what we're gonna be aiming at is that black, the black multicolored one, right there. Okay? I'm gonna start out very, very close because this thing, I mean, accordingly slings them 460. So, I think it was 460, right? So let's see if we remember how to load it. We've got all 3 bolts right here. The way that I have to load it, because I can't hold it. I'll show you what happens if I try to do it that way. Oh, I barely got it that time. Normally I cannot load it that way, and I have to use the front handle and pull back this way. But I got it that time. This safety, you can see, is now protruding outwards, as always. I'm always going to check that. Now, these are 2 vanes, not 3 vanes, so you can't really screw it up. Do not stick your fingers in any of this handiwork when you're loading. Just put it in. Make sure it slides all the way back. And that it's contacting the back. It's seated for me. So now I'm going to turn my red dot sight on maybe 3 power. And then I'm going to go way up there and I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to see if I'm high or low, or high, low, left, right. We'll do the adjustments and then we'll step back from there. So for the first official shot, I'm obviously starting exceptionally close because this is, even though it is very small, it's an extremely dangerous and powerful weapon. So we're going to treat it as such. So I'm only, I'd say 5 yards from this target. And I'm going to aim dead center with the red dot, and then we're going to make adjustments from there before we start moving back. I think that's the safest way. So for the first time, we're going to let down our safety pin, push that in, and if I pull that trigger, it's firing. Okay. The center blue, that's what we're aiming at. You see where we're in? Sure did shoot freaking hard. That thing is snappy. So, wow. Let me find a safe place to sit. My new favorite toy. It's not even a toy, it's like a freaking destroyer. Oh, we're not even that far off. Look. So I was aiming here, and we hit here. So, windage, we're already good. We just got to adjust for elevation, and I'm going to start moving back. Might need to get a denser target. Or we could turn it. Or which side is the least affected? I'll shoot at like one of the corners or something. Yeah, one of the fletchings is already... Holy cow. So, have a good target that you're shooting at. These are not crossbow targets. I'm gonna have to get one. A trick just from like archery in general. Now you take a heat gun, you heat it up, you get the wrinkles out, and then just take some archery adhesive and you can get it re-annealed and straightened out just like new. So don't think you have to throw this bolt away. I am gonna test the next one straight up. Just a reminder, this screw is windage adjustment. So our windage was fine, so we don't touch that. Now our up and down needed to be adjusted. So this screw is what we're jacking with. The vertical, trying to get it just right. Kind of just jacking with it. It looks like if you go counterclockwise, it will make your bolt hit higher. Because counterclockwise on this lowers the red dot, which makes you aim higher, bolt goes higher. Now, I was able to actually cock it the intended way the first time, where I just kind of got after it. I'm gonna see if I can do it again. If not, I'll show you my backup way that seems to work a lot better for me. But You're supposed to hold it, trigger hand, grip. See, that way, I can't do it. But if I hold non-dominant hand on the front, I'm still everything out of the way, and then pull, way easier. But that's not how the instructions tell you to do it. So I'm assuming that's because your front hand somebody could stick their thumb or something up in the strings. So just, if you do it my way, make sure you keep your hands free, because my way is much easier. It's more like pulling a bow back, and you can use your dominant arm. I did some slight windage adjustments, slight vertical adjustments. Let's see how we're doing now. Make sure it's all the way in there. Push your lock pin. That's the last thing you should do before you fire. I'm gonna say it every time. Now, aiming for center red. Okay. So, windage slightly off still, but that's way better than where we started. Hopefully we got the final adjustment. If not, we'll keep going until we got it perfect. Lock pin. It works. I was pulling like hell. Pretty money. We kind of just switch spots. So I think literally like 3 clicks back and we're money. So we're gonna take some shots from a little farther back. We'll just kind of take it as it goes. I took a little bit of time, did some finagling, tried to get everything kind of dialed in just right. And then I thought, okay, how can I take out the human error from this? Because there's some other surprises that I know are coming, but I'm not going to talk about those yet, that will help with the accuracy. But for a quick fix, we have this. And this is kind of like a monopod. So I'm going to lay down, and it's going to take out all the human error. I'm going to aim right at that red one. The red, right in the center, the red rectangle. Let's go see. That's what I'm talking about. That's crazy. Let's try from 25. Let's see how she does. We're at, that's probably 15 right there. So if it's anything like a bow, anything from 15 to 25 is pretty similar. So I should just have to aim slightly high. Cock it. I really love that lock pops out, so you have that physical, like visual thing that you can hold on to and be like, I'm safe while I do this next part. I like that a lot. Okay, make sure your bolt's all the way back, tucked in. Then I'm gonna lay down again, try to take out the human error. We're aiming at the same box, but red square, one from low. So it's like the third square up, but it's still in the center. And from right here, it's about 22 yards-ish. That was about the longest pull ever. I kept pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. But you know how it's like you're supposed to be able to control the whole pull. Let's see how it did. I was trying not to jerk it. Hopefully it's right in that red. Let's see. Oh, let's freaking go. mini bat reverse crossbow is perhaps the most fun that I've had in a long time. All right, I tell you what, I was not expecting to have nearly that much fun with this thing as I did. From the easy setup to kind of learning what worked and what didn't. The fact that it comes with a badass red dot sight that has really small tunable clicks. I love everything about it. The safety feature I especially like is that lock pin that pops out. I really like that. It's like a very visible reminder. Just stay hands-free, stay safe. This is a weapon at the end of the day, but it is fun as can be. Very easy setup. Zero complaints all in all. Super accurate. I mean, within 5 minutes, I was hitting the size of a dime from 22 yards. That was laying down, kind of taking out some of the human error. I wish I was that good of a shot with a pistol. With a bow, maybe, but holy cow, these things are a great time. A reminder, this is the Ballista Bat Reverse, and this is the mini bat, so it's like a little pistol. We got a lot more things to come with this. As you guys saw in the beginning of the video, it does come with a bow fishing setup. We will be doing videos on that in the future where we kind of set that rig up and then we go bow fishing and see what we can reel in on. It'd be fun reeling in a big monster on this little thing. I'm gonna try to get some hogs with it. I'm definitely gonna try to get some raccoons. Definitely some bunnies we'll rack up. I've got some hunting arrows on the way right now, and I've got some lighted nocks on the way right now. So stay tuned for some exciting videos having to do with the Ballista Bat Reverse. This thing is more fun than I can even say. If you would like to pick yours up, check out the description. There will be a link where you can pick it up at Ballista. Hope you guys had a good time watching the video, and always remember, live what you love.